You ever have one of those mornings where everything is moving so fast you barely notice the world around you, let alone the people working in the background? That's how it started for Richard Torres, a guy who, until 5 minutes ago, thought he controlled everything that happened at Torres and Associates. But you know what they say? Life has a funny way of humbling you right when you're convinced you've seen it all. It was Thursday. Cold. A little wet, the kind of morning that makes you wish you'd called in sick. Richard, all suit and schedule, strides toward his shiny black Mercedes. His mind's already in Tokyo, thinking about that deal with the Japanese investors. And then, right as he's about to touch the golden door handle, it happens. This shout splits the air. Don't get in the car. Everyone freezes. Every suit in the parking lot. All those execs used to ignoring everything but their own shoes, they stop and stare. There's this kid, maybe 12, running like hell across the pavement. Sneakers squeaking, face all determination and sweat. Security's on him in a second, but he's too quick, sliding past big grown men whose job is literally to stop people like him. Richard's annoyed. He doesn't recognize the kid at first, which says something considering the boy's mom has been cleaning his office for 15 years. Yeah, 15. The invisible backbone of the company, right? The kind of person you never notice until something goes wrong. The boy's name is Kevin. His mom is Carmen, the night cleaning lady, always clocking in when the rest of the world is asleep. Hold that kid, someone yells, but Kevin just keeps going, eyes wide, voice shaking but clear as day. Please, sir, don't go in. Something's wrong. Now, if you spent your whole life believing you're untouchable, this is the kind of thing you brush off, maybe laugh about over coffee later. But Richard hesitates. Maybe it's the look in Kevin's eyes, this mix of terror and determination you just can't fake. Maybe it's because, deep down, he's still human enough to feel the cold chill that shoots down his spine when just a kid tries to save your life. What the hell? Richard mutters. But before he can wave the boy off, Kevin keeps going. Desperate. I saw two men in suits messing with your car last night. He blurts. And just like that, the air goes cold. Silent. For a split second, nobody breathes. The executives exchange nervous glances. Even James Mitchell, VP of Sales, usually so slick, fumbles his tie and scoffs. Richard, you're not going to listen to this kid, are you? Yeah, that happened. Richard, though, waves him off. He's watching Kevin now, really seeing him for the first time. What exactly did you see? And Kevin, hands shaking, spills everything. How he was waiting for his mom on the 50th floor. Saw two guys, one with a crescent-shaped scar, the other tall and bald with a snake tattoo, sneak into the garage, fiddling under Richard's car for 20 minutes. He even remembers what they said, problem solved by Thursday, and today's Thursday. Mitchell laughs it off, but Richard's mind is racing. He knows those names, Marcus Scar Valdez and Anthony Snake Kane. Not exactly upstanding citizens. Not even employees. That's ridiculous. Mitchell snaps, but the color is draining from his face. You know what I mean? This isn't the sort of thing you brush off. Suddenly Carmen appears, still in her faded blue uniform, eyes darting, voice shaking as she scolds her son. Kevin, for God's sake, what are you doing? And you can see the years of being invisible weighing on her, the shame of speaking up, the fear of losing her job. But Kevin stands his ground. Mom, I can't let him get in that car. And for the first time, Richard's voice is gentle. Carmen, your son is trying to warn me. You raised him well. From there, the parking lot turns into a standoff on one side, the world of power and money. On the other, a desperate mother and her two brave sons. Richard asks, did they say anything else? Kevin's memory is sharp. Something about Thursday, and about finally learning not to mess with the right people. That's when it clicks. Richard had refused to sell a piece of land to some shady investors last week. Maybe this isn't just a wild story. The security team checks the Mercedes, and in 10 minutes, they're back. White-faced. They found a bomb, set to go off at 9:15, just when Richard usually leaves for his Thursday meeting. Everything stops. Nobody can look away from Kevin now. Richard kneels down, puts his hands on Kevin's shoulders, and asks, how can I ever thank you? Kevin, eyes hard, says, find out who tried to kill you. Because if they tried once, they'll try again. Carmen is proud and terrified all at once. Richard, all business again, orders them both to his office. He needs every detail. Upstairs, Kevin remembers seeing one of the directors, James Mitchell, head to the garage after the two men left. The same Mitchell who tried to shut Kevin up that morning. Richard realizes this is bigger than he thought, a conspiracy. Inside and out. Now here's where the twist kicks in. Kevin knows this building better than any adult. Maybe better than the security system itself. Years of hanging around waiting for his mom. Being invisible. Watching everything. There's a server room on the 30th floor. He says never monitored. All emails and phone calls archived there. If there's evidence, that's where it is. For the next 2 hours, Kevin leads Richard through hidden corridors, past cameras, into the heart of the building. I learned by watching, he says, and he isn't kidding. In 40 minutes, Kevin cracks the system with skills he learned from his cousin basic programming. Enough to pull every email, call, and file that matters. What they find is explosive. Emails, payments, phone calls. Mitchell orchestrated everything, planning Richard's death and the Riverside Project, which would bulldoze hundreds of families out of their homes. Also, Mitchell could take over. Carmen realizes her sister's home would have been destroyed. 2. Friday, 2 p.m. The big quarterly meeting. Every investor in the room. Mitchell's there, acting like he's the savior, talking up Riverside, the company's future. Kevin's ready. He links his tablet to the big screen. Just as Mitchell's about to announce his own promotion, Richard steps in and calls it what it is, attempted murder. The evidence floods the screen mails. Wire transfers. Mitchell's voice. All of it. The room goes from disbelief to horror in a heartbeat. Who did this? Mitchell croaks. Richard puts his hand on Kevin's shoulder. It was this brilliant 12-year-old, the son of her cleaning lady. Mitchell stares at the boy, destroyed by someone he never even saw coming. Federal agents walk in, handcuff Mitchell in front of everyone. You'd think that'd be the end. But the real story is just getting started. Richard introduces Kevin as the new special consultant for internal security, Carmen as the new operations supervisor. Raises all around. Kevin, still shy but smiling, is suddenly a hero. His mom in tears. Torres and Associates cancels the Riverside Project. Invests in the community instead. Mitchell rots in jail, unable to grasp that he destroyed himself by underestimating people. 6 months later, Kevin's a legend, teaching other companies how the invisible employees are the real eyes and ears, saving millions in losses, catching fraud, stopping sabotage. Carmen, once invisible, now runs internal operations. Her years of silence turned into a business revolution. And Richard? He never looks at power the same way again. He invests in people, builds parks, funds scholarships. Kevin's already got a full ride to any university he wants, planning a program to find and develop hidden talent in communities nobody ever bothers to notice. One day, standing in the community center that replaced Riverside, Richard asks Kevin what he wants to study. Business and social justice. The boy says, I want to make sure nobody's ever invisible again. Carmen, tucking Kevin in a bed in their new apartment, a gift from Richard, but accepted as an investment. Not charity, asks if he regrets all those nights of being unseen. No, Mom, Kevin says. Every invisible night prepared us for the day we couldn't be ignored. So here's the deal. Mitchell thought he could build an empire on the backs of the unseen, and he destroyed himself instead. Richard, Kevin, and Carmen built something better, a company, a community, a new kind of family. And the real revenge? It wasn't Mitchell's downfall. It was the creation of a world where a kid like Kevin is heard, where a mom like Carmen is valued, and where people in power learned the greatest profit comes from investing in human dignity. Now I gotta ask, what do you think? Was justice really served? Who decides who gets to be seen? And who stays invisible? Drop your thoughts below, because sometimes the real heroes are right in front of us, just waiting for someone to listen.